Good afternoon and welcome to Paso Robles here in California for the Lugano Diamond Split Rock Jumping Tour. It is time this afternoon for our $20,000 meter 35 National Prix. It's the fourth day of competition in the meter 35 tour. We've had the ESI footing speed and power and speed, and yesterday we had our Sotheby's winning round, all for the meter 35 national horses. A very good entry as well. We've got about 35 starters. I'm going to start with Andrew Lopez. Andrew, who went very well in that winning round yesterday. Andrew with George ZG. Our National Prix is being run as an immediate jump-off format, so we get a clear. We will send them off again over the shortened course. George ZG just giving him a little bit of a sticky jump coming down into this line to the Roman Towers. Andrew, as I said, he's a good supporter of the tour, trained by Butch Thomas, who's got a good few students here. Andrew jumped very, very well with us at Aiken last year in November, and of course Aiken in South Carolina on our tour again. He gets right stuck in the base of that. I thought he'd got away with it, but he just comes down on the back rail, so it is 4. He's on this triple combination right in front of the VIP. That's the wonderful thing about these split rock shows, is that if you've got a class in the Grand Prix ring, you really do get the Grand Prix experience. You've got the VIP, you've got the big screen, you've got the kiss and cry. Over the Paso Robles Horse Park at 10. Andrew Lopez and George ZG, our trailblazer here, still just carrying the 4. Andrew, we're going to see back later on with Epsilon de Bernil, still riding as a junior in our sport as well. Andrew Lopez and George come home with just the single rail at the Lugano Diamonds. It is 4 for jumping. Winners earlier on this week in the ESI footing power and speed leg of the meter 35 national tour, Audreflex Schneiders and Rainland Fleury. Swing and a miss at number 1. So starts straight away with 4 faults. They get their act together, take on the Jarvis Insurance, having looped. Of course, it's going to be a total of 8 jumping faults, having had the rail at number 1. They then circled to get everything reset up. Audreflex Schneiders and Rainland Fleury, though, winners against the clock the other day. We'll and imagine out of 35 starters, we're going to get a few jump-off contenders. Western Motif double is down as well, making it 16 in all. 16 for jumping, 3 for time for Ultra Flex Schneiders and Rainland Flurry here in our $20,000 meter 35 National Prix. Eliza Bros, the junior rider who's been going well with us here this week in Paso Robles. Kerry McCahill's Crispo R for Eliza. Looking for our first clear round. Just touches that ESI footing, but it stays in place. Slight bending line down here to the Roman Towers. Just sees a spot there from a stride or two away at the Lugano Diamonds, pushes up to it. It's quite steady across the ground. In terms of the time allowed, we'll see whether that comes into play. Just had Equestrian Closet sponsor jump Eliza and Crispo. Unfortunately, maybe just lacking a little bit of energy out of the corner, having the front rail there at number 9, followed up by the vertical at number 10 as well, putting them immediately on 8 faults. Eliza and Crispo are jump the split rock jumping tour to finish. It is 83.013 on the clock. 18 fault total for Eliza and Crispo. Winner of the ESI footing speed on day 1 of the meter 35 tour. This combination, Jose Maria Quintana and Lutalo. Jose Maria Quintana also jumping in our FEI tour this week as well. Jose Maria Quintana give us our first clear round. Certainly, if he can make it through to the immediate jump off, he stands a good chance of laying down a good standard, having been a speed winner earlier on this week. Actually seen him in the FEI divisions as well, laying down some impressive times. Again, you maybe just want him to move up a gear a little bit in this initial round with Lutalo. Maybe just a little bit on the back foot speed-wise. They're certainly going deep into the corners as well on their approach. Just gets a little bit flatter element by element, and that triple combination has the third part down. So we're still looking for our first clear here in the National Prix. So 5 strides up to the Paso Robles Horse Park and immediately starts his turn back here to the Western Motifs double. Once he had the rail, you could see him really move up a gear. 75.742 on the clock against the 78 seconds time allowed for Jose Maria Quintana. So you can see that he had been steady up until the point he had the rail and really changed gear. But it is 4 faults for Jose Maria Quintana. It's the fastest of our 2 first round 4 faulters, so it goes into the lead at the moment. Alison Lejoie, who's been having a very good week with us, particularly in the ESI footing, power and speed, when she had 3 in the top 6. This horse, Edison, was 4th in the speed on day 1 and 2nd in that power and speed. Zero at the moment, just taking the left-hand roll back now to the next line on course. Again, just quite cleverly placed in terms of having the in-gate behind them to try and keep the power up over the Vitalize and all the way up to the Lugano. That's a little bit what happened to Andrew Lopez at the beginning. He'd just run out of power by the time he got up to the Lugano. Just really steadies coming down into the triple combination. Looks like it was the right choice for them. Oof. Really leaves a toe there, but it stays. And like plenty before her, really hits this green and white garden fence in front of us, but it stays. Alison Lejoie, luck on her side at the moment, 3 to go. It's the Western motif. And going on to the last, Alison Lejoie and Edison could be our first clear round. No, time. 3 for time for Alison and Edison. They really need to be picking up the pace here. I think they've been lulled into a couple of deep turns by Alan Wade's line and just really stepping up to the rate of advance required as well to be inside that 78 seconds time allowed. It should really be within their capability. 350 meters a minute is the rate of advance required to be inside the time allowed. We'll see if Emmeline Adamic can do it. Emmeline with Patty Kitts' CDM de Santin, the Diamant Semi Sol Francais horse. Emmeline, who's jumping in our FEI Tour as well, was at the Prix Juniors at this year's North American Young Rider Championships or Youth Championships, and was a team bronze medalist in the Prix Juniors. The Prix Juniors just looking to cover the gap a little bit that exists here in North America between children on horses under 14 and juniors under 18, so it's an under 16 championships. 2 down, unfortunately, in quick succession. The ESI footing and also the Roman columns puts this pair on 8. No, it's on 12. 3, 4, and... Stands a mile off number 9. It's interesting how that is jumping quite so difficult for everyone coming off the approach here out of the corner of the ring in front of the jury box. Emmeline has a real handful with this one, CDM de Santin. And the time in play again, 78 seconds the time allowed. So we've got 10 for time. 12 for jumping, 10 for time, 22 in all for Emmeline Adamic and CDM de Santin. Thought I recognised that CDM name. Of course, a former Kyle King ride up in Canada. Ashley Buick on course. Ashley with Opus Sport Horses. Clear flight. Just going to the voice there, down through that distance set by Alan Wade through the triple combination. Oh, I thought they were in trouble there. They got there very quick to the Oxer. Now it's the green and white. You see the approach here, just coming off the boards a little bit better than most. It looked like it was going to be clean, but actually just hollowed through the back and came down on the back rail. Watching the time as well, 78 seconds time allowed. They're going to be just outside that by the looks of things. Yep, 79.808 will be 2 for time, 4 for jumping, 6 in all for Ashley and clear flight. Capella van der Poenyard and Sari Gordon-Solanke for Israel, combination that were third place finishers in the winning round competition yesterday, the Sotheby's Equestrian Realty winning round, part of the Meter 35 National Tour for the Nations Cup level rider for Israel. Sari Gordon-Solanke got that Nations Cup cap at Thunderbird in Langley, British Columbia a few seasons ago. Sari, having that experience, we've seen actually very few professional riders so far, a lot of juniors and amateurs thus far. Sari is actually listed as an amateur, but having ridden Nations Cup for her country would be more than familiar with how proceeding at in excess of 350 meters a minute should feel. So we've got a decent chance of getting one here inside the time. Cicero, the Zangerscheide sire of Capella van der Poenyard. And that line from the green and white up to the Paso Robles Horse Park vertical claims another one, 4 faults. The Western motifs goes as well at the beginning of the double, carrying 8 faults, and the time is going to be against them as well, potentially. Yep, 79.631, so it's 8 for jumping, 2 for time for Sari Gordon-Solanke and Capella. Junior rider Della White, Della with complete luck. Brings us our 10th starter of the competition, this Irish sport horse. Just hangs a little bit over the ESI footing early on, gets a good spot though at the Roman Towers. He'll be among the first actually to have the vitalizers. Lugano goes as well. Well, we await our first clear, and the faults themselves are well spread around the track here. Just coming out of the corner here too, the green and white. Leaves a toe, but it stays. It's frustrating to have jumped that clear and have had the problems elsewhere on course. So coming home on 12, Della White in complete luck. We'll get their official time in a moment as they have the last down as well. So it's 16 jumping faults certainly. 74.500 on the clock for the pair. So inside the time, but Della White and complete luck with the 4 down, 16 jumping faults. So the 4 faulters lead the way. In fact, it's the 3 faulter from Alison Lejoie and Edison clear with the 3. And remember, it's immediate jump-off format, so if we don't get a clear, if we don't get a participant for the immediate jump-off, then there is no breaking of equality after that. It merely gets ranked as a 1-round competition. Olympian Cassio Rivetti, Cassio with Monarch Farms, Fernando. Cassio based out here on the West Coast for a couple of seasons now. Just something up there. Maybe just these national horses being asked to go towards the big screen for the first time this week. It's difficult to know, but that a little bit like Andrew Lopez earlier on in the class, just really hung on Cassio at the Lugano Diamonds. Again, it's a funny color offense as well. It has no stripes, so it's all that single French grey color. Just into time, Cassio Rivetti and Fernando will have 4 for jumping, 2 for time. Cassio and Fernando go just behind Ashley Buick, also on 5th place at the moment. The lead being Alison Lejoie and Edison. We're going to see Alison a couple more times.
Another ride for Leila Diab. She's had a very busy week here in the Lugano Diamond Split Rod Jumping Tour with her string. This by Malone Carthago is Matahari HL, Leila Diab.
Junior rider Leila Diab owns and rides our next entry. Matahari HL, 3rd in the ESI Footing Power and Speed, with us here 2 days ago at Lugano Diamond Split Rock Jumping Tour, Paso Robles. Comes up the line, looked like in good shape, but just takes away the front rail on its yellow, slightly shallower cups of the Lugano Diamonds Oxa. Leila Diab and Matahari coming on towards home. Again, just watching the clock. They could just sneak inside. No, half a second outside. 78.057, 8 for jumping, 1 for time for Leila and Matahari.
Time 9 for Leila Diab and Matahari HL. Carrie Rufus has been placing in the national and international divisions, including with this horse. This is Mr. Goose.
Well, a Grand Prix winner on the Split Rock Jumping Tour in the past. Carrie Rufer, Carrie with Morningstar Sport Horses LLC's Mr. Europe. Carrie, who jumped with us at Portland, Oregon this year as well, that new venue. Mr. Europe gets right up in the air over that ESI footing. Carrie sits in, rides then a very positive distance down to the Roman Towers. Now a bit of energy away from the in-gate, over the Vitalize. Clear the Lugano Diamonds. Back now to the triple combination line. Carrie's Morningstar Sport Horses operation as well were generous sponsors of our opening international class of the week here at Paso as well. Remember, we've seen Alison Lejoie jump clear but outside the time. Can Carrie Rufer put it all together? 12 or 13 seconds out of the Western Motifs double, so comfortably done. Carrie Rufer and Mr. Europe are clear round number 1 of the meter 35 National Prix here for Morningstar Sport Horses, so they will be the first to take on the immediate jump-off. Our immediate jump-off is fences 1, 2, 3, 10, 11 AB and 12. So the Dalman, the Jarvis Insurance over to the ESI footing, and then rolling back on themselves to the Paso Robles Horse Park meter 35 vertical, down through the Western Motif double here at 11 AB and finishing over the split rock fence. This is the difficult line because you can't disrespect that vertical the way it's set in the ring. Carrie, Mr. Europe could be our first double clear, just one fence away from being so. And they are clear. 31.616 is now the reference time. Carrie Rufer and Mr. Europe out in front of our National Prix here this afternoon. Fifth in the winning round competition yesterday, Kinsella Blue PS and Hallie Buttonvisa on course for Andrew Wells LLC. Hallie with a couple of rides here in our National Prix. 2 actually inside the top 5 of that winning round competition here yesterday afternoon. Last part of the triple down, unfortunately, going to keep them out of the jump-offs, keeping Carrie Rufer in the lead.
Blanchett is next. He's also been in the ribbon placings, out well within the ribbon placings in national and international competitions. This is a Setsafarm entry. Cool Water GB.
So Halley, with our fastest 4-faulter so far there with Kinsella Blue, goes into third. Robert Blanchett is our next to go. Robert with Cool Water GB. Kanstako, going back to Stacketol bloodlines there for Cool Water GB for Setzer Farms LLC.
Very, very good round, spoiled just by the single rail, 77.330, 4 faults for Robert Blanchett. 6th place with Cool Water GB. If you are following the order of game, Mr. Cassar does not join us, so it is to Nicole.
So Robert Blanchett is another one to bring home just the 4, 77.330. They're starting to get the hang of the time allowed, but putting it together with the clear is still only the success of Carrie Rufer and Mr. Europe, who've gone on to be double clear as well. Nicole Bush is our next to go with Chelly Ra. Nicole Bush and Chelly Ra still on the 0 at the moment, but very short amount of time left to get down to the last. Could they be out on time faults? No, just inside. Nicole and Chelly Ra will be our second jump-off contender.
She's got an opportunity to challenge Carrie Rufer with Mr. Europe, who lead at this stage with a clear in 31.616. Good luck to her. Chelly Ra and Nicole Bush.
So taking on the short course now, only the second to do so. Nicole and Chelly Ra, 31.6 is the line in the sand set by Carrie Rufer and Mr. Europe. but Carrie went inside the declaration on her way back to this vertical. It was risky, but it is certainly going to keep her in front here of Nicole Bush. But Nicole, whatever happens really at the moment, is going to go into second place, but a double clear would be useful. Looking at the time, 31.6 to beat. Actually not going to be a million miles behind. 34.88. 34.880, but it is with 4 faults at the last as well for Chili Ra. Chupadis, the just 7-year-old Belgian warm blood now for Derek Chang. See whether we're going to get clear round number 3. Around fast into this line, already carrying 2 down, 8 jumping faults. Eight jumping 9 for time there for Derek Chang and Chupadis. So still just 2 jump-off contenders with us here today. Christina Kane, Christina owns and rides Bella Luna are next to go. Seen about half of the starting field so far, just 2 making through to the jump off at this stage. Clear the Lugano, turning around. They're going wide here on their way to the triple combination line. They need to be more economic. And we did actually end up with a clear with 3 for time for Alison Lejoy and Edison early in the draw before we got our 2 inside the time to go to the immediate jump off. Oh, just inside the time as well, 77.800 for Christina Kane and Bella Luna. So they will go forward to the jump off. 1, 2, 3, and then across the ring to 10, 11 AB and 12 for the immediate jump off, and the time to beat 31.6 with the double clear set by Carrie Rufer. Still 0 at the moment. Taps that coming out. 31.6 to beat as they go to the last. It's going to be just behind. It's double clear. 33.460 for Christina Kane to go into second place.
Very well done, Christina Kane. Bella Luna into second, clear 33.460. Cracking round with that jump off, it really was. So that pushes Alison LaJoya down to fourth place, 3 clears, and Alison's at the best of the rest at this stage. But she joins us with another horse now. This another that she owns and rides. This the Dutch bred by Chaco Blue, Delmont, Alison LaJoya.
Back to Alison LaJoie. Alison, who, as we mentioned a moment ago, jumped clear over the track, but with time faults earlier on. Alison this time with Delmont, a Chaco Blue horse that was top 5 in the winning round with us yesterday on the Meter 35 National Tour. The Paso Robles is down, so putting them on 8 here. Alison can't replicate the clear she had earlier on. Is she going to get inside the time, though, with this one? Alison has one more chance with Guatemala towards the end of the draw, and she does get the time. An opportunity later on to put it all together to try and jump a 0 jumping score inside the time. But it's 8 here for Alison and Delmont to go just outside our top 10 on the ranking as things currently stand. They go into 11th. Alison's Edison still sits 4th behind our 3 jump-off rounds.
There's another ride in the Grand Prix ring for Avery Weeks. This time
Avery Weeks goes next. Avery owns and rides Coolio 4-0 by Kotoki. Unfortunately, Avery takes the Vitalize with her, going away from the in-gate. So it goes on to 4. It touched that back rail. It bounced up and down and fell. So they're on 8 from the A element. Quite sticky there at the equestrian closet at the bottom of the line. Time penalties coming into play as well, making it a total of 12 for Avery Weeks and Coolio, 8 for jumping, 4 for time.
Spencer's had a good week so far with a couple of international placings. In fact, in the MetalSports.com welcome yesterday in the international divisions, 2 in the top 6. Now riding this national horse contender, Concale, Mavis Spencer.
So this combination third in the ESI Speed on day 1 and second in yesterday's winning round on the Meter 35 National Tour. Mavis Spencer, Mavis and Concale. A element down front rail off that for Mavis and Concale. There's the Western motifs in front of us, still just the 4 for Mavis and Concale, who'd been going so well in the Meter 35 Tour already this week with 2 podium finishes together, but it won't be a podium finish today. The 4 faults will keep them away from the jump-off. We've already seen 3 in that jump-off. Oh, we rolled to Erin Pritzker. This is going to be about our 20th starter here in the National Prix. Erin owns and rides Carissa 14, the Holsteiner by Carico. Carico, the meter 60 jumping sire himself by Kotoki. We see a lot of Kotoki horses over here in North America. Erin's Carissa here, still on the clear at the moment, clears the equestrian closet and comes around now to this, what was early on in the competition, quite a tough line. The green and white garden standards up to the Paso Robles Horse Park. Erin and Carissa, the time should be fine. They jump the split rock and they are through into the immediate jump off for Erin Pritzker and Carissa 14. So going back to our leaderboard at the moment, we've seen 3 through, 2 of them double clear. Mr. Europe and Carrie Roof are the fastest. 31.616 is the time to beat over the short course for Erin Pritzker and Carissa. So takes the inside line. Carrie Rufer was on. Just like Carrie, comes very close to having that vertical, but you've got to be on that inside line if you want to be competitive here. Erin heads towards home. Carissa 14, 31 to beat. They're not going to quite manage that. Where will they end up on our leaderboard? It's double clear in 32-4, 34. Erin goes second best at the moment. So Carrie and Mr. Europe lead. Carissa and Erin Pritzker go second. Christina Kane and Bella Luna in third. Nicole Bush and Chelly Ra made it through to the jump-off as well and had four. They sit fourth. Alison Lejoie and Edison clear in the first round with time faults, drop down to fifth. Dianet from the Swedish Warmblood stud bookers are next to go. The 8-year-old Dianet for Laila Nakatani, another of our junior riders here at Lugano Diamonds Split Rock Jumping Tour. Lila and Dianet carrying the four, having had the Roman columns down. Time could be against them here as well. They come down to the split rock. Just going to sneak inside, 76.688 with the four faults for Lila.
The first of them, Tammy with her own, Hesme.
So Tammy Chipko on course now. Tammy with Hesme by Up to Date. Yeah, Lugano Diamonds went about 7 times earlier on in the draw, jumping well just latterly. Triple combination though. Pulls the rail for Tammy Chipko and Hesme, so they're on 4 as they hurry around to this line. Yeah, and the hurry can count against them. They were just on between 2 strides. They're really coming to the green. They ended up shaping a little bit of a curved line to the vertical at number 10, having jumped deep into the distance of the speed they'd set for themselves. Tammy and Hesme carrying 8 as they go to the last. At 8 it will be 77.567, so half a second inside the time for Tammy and Hesme.
Sport Horses entry, Balushiwa, Harry Potter.
So Kerry and Balashiwa. Kerry, the bigger winner with us at Portland this year. Snapshot Sport Horses LLC's Balashiwa by numero uno. C element of the triple down for Kerry and Balashiwa. So it is still quite a small jump off field. Of course, immediate jump offs, we've already seen their jump off rounds for the four. Carrie Rufer, Erin Pritzker, Christina Kane and Nicole Ducote-Bush. The best of four Falter can hope for now is to be faster than Mavis Spencer and Konkali and go into sixth. Four in 75.083. That is just slower than Mavis, so goes into seventh place.
Harry Rufus leading 31.616 ahead of Erin Pritzker and Christina Kane. That's the podium placings at this stage. Two of the top five yesterday in the winning round. Hallie Buttenweiss joining us now. Conquista Dios, the Self-Francais, Hallie Buttenweiss.
Taking the fourth place in the winning round yesterday, Hallie Buttenwieser, Altair Ventures, Conquista Does. Hallie, we've already seen, had an unlucky four in the initial round of jumping earlier on with Kinsella Blue PS. Can she go clear this time around with Conquista Does? Coming down, clear the triple combination for Hallie. Over the equestrian closet. Late forward pole there at C. We have a rail just in front of us at number 9 as well. Hallie and Conquista Does. It is 12 jumping faults as they will have the last down as well. Unfortunately, for a round that started so well, it ends up with 3 down.
Just within the time, 77.634. 10 remain to be seen. The first of those, Jose Maria Quintana. He's currently in the top 10 in 9th with his first ride, Lutalo. And now joining us with Maruki LS, Jose Maria Quintana.
Second ride now for Jose Maria Quintana. Of course, we saw him earlier on with his meter 35 national winner Lutalo. This time around, it's Maruki LS by the La CSI Madagascar. Jose with this earlier ride. They ended up again being one of the rounds on just the 4 faults. Maroki and Jose Maria Quintana still on the 0 at the moment, although he won't be able to get inside of 78 seconds time allowed from here. Goes out deep into this corner as well. Just looking to, I assume, make sure of the clear over the fences here in our National Prix. So it is clear for jumping. It's 7 for time. So that is expensive. It'll go behind all of the natural 4 faulters. It'll go behind the 6 faulters as well. Goes into 15th position.
Yesterday, Patrick Seaton gave us the very first clear in the big class, and now rides
Patrick Seaton for Great Britain with the Patrick Seaton Stables. Veronica, the Dutch Warm Blood mare by Verdi, was second in the ESI Speed here on Wednesday afternoon at the Split Rock Jumping Tour Paso Robles. Patrick just rushing a little bit, ends up with 4 faults at the Jarvis. Has the ESI footing down as well, so very quickly on 8 after the first 3 jumps. Has the Roman Towers down as well. Patrick, I think, yep, that's all she wrote. Elects to retire.
Thank you, Patrick. The early rail and choosing to retire with Patrick Seaton Stables' Veronica. Andrew Lopez was the first out of the blocks in this competition a little earlier on. Picked up a single rail on that occasion and currently sits in 10th place with George ZG. Joining us now with a second is the Self-Francais Epsilon de Brenil, Andrew Lopez.
Second ride for Andrew Lopez. Andrew this time with Epsilon de Brenil, the Self-Francais. For Andrew, he owns and rides this entry. Young rider who was first in the ring, actually caught the time. And then we had a lot of people actually missing out on the time. Andrew with just the single rail with George ZG earlier on. It was actually the Lugano Diamonds. He was the first to have that down. And quite a heart-stopping moment there at the Jarvis for Andrew. And again, the horse hangs on him again. Just needs to get this horse stay in front of his leg at the jump. He does a bit better, but jumps it quite flat, so they have the 4. Back right at the equestrian closet. I think that might be the first time the equestrian closet has gone. Andrew and Epsilon inside the time again. 3 down, 12 jumping faults.
12 volts, it's 75.090, 12 for Andrew Lopez. He sits 10th with his first ride. Also with the second ride, Cassio Rivetti joining us now, the experienced man with Caron Jimen. Cassio Rivetti.
Cassio Rivetti takes a second turn now in the National Prix. Cassio, we saw earlier on, actually pick up time faults. He had a rail and 2 for time with his first ride. This time, the Brazilian rider and 2-time Olympian rides Caron Jimen. Caron Jimen jumped well for him early on in the tour. Went far out of the top placings in yesterday's winning round from memory. And again, the last part of the triple combination. Cassio on 4. Still only 4 riders have made it through to the jump off. Half a dozen remaining by the looks of things, including current leader Carrie Rufer with another ride, Mai Tai. Cassio just has another back rail as he comes through the Western motifs there. 68.111 with 8 faults. Alison LaJoie and Guatemala on course. Alison LaJoie, Guatemala. Alison, best ranked at the moment with Edison, clear with the 3 time faults earlier on, keeping them out of the jump off. They still hold 5th. Could be our first to go through to the jump off in a wee while. Just need to be conscious of the 78 seconds time allowed. They come down to the last. They get inside. 75.600 for Alison and Guatemala. So Alison will go through to the jump off, the 5th to do so, and taking on a track that is 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, AB, and 12. Our fastest double clear, Carrie Rufer and Mr. Europe in 31.616. Very good turn back to the Paso Robles Horse Park. Ah, just going to have the Western double down, unfortunately, here. So Allison and Guatemala 4 in 32.567. Actually slower than Carrie Rufer and Erin Britzker, amazingly, after such a good turn back to number 10. But Alison Ajoy and Guatemala go into 4th, with still holding 6th there with Edison as well. Sarah Onley and Jamie Gornall for Great Britain, bringing us towards the end of the draw of our $20,000 meter 35 National Prix. Jamie, who's just been jumping in North America these last few weeks, actually. Jumped the 3 weeks of the summer tour at Thunderbird, and now joins us here at the Split Rock Jumping Tour in California. I said La Silla instead of La Silla, because La Silla used to present Blind Date. El Paso del Robles. So you could hear Jamie just getting after the horse a little bit, jumping into that, but they ground to a halt at the B element. So they've got a lot of time wasted. 4 jumping faults for the refusal as well. And they have the C part down.
Jumping faults and time faults, 26 total, 18 time faults included in that for Jamie Gornall and Sarah Onley. Nicole Bush is currently in 5th place with Shelley Ra, and she joins us as the 3rd last to go. It is now Moni Padula's Ducasse de Say, Nicole Bush.
So on we go to Nicole Bush with Molly Padula's Ducasse de Say by Copin van der Broy. Nicole, let's not forget, has already been one of our jump-off contenders with Shelley Ra, but won't be this time with 4 faults there at the Roman Towers. Yeah, electing to retire there in the corner, Nicole Bush and Ducasse de Say.
Nicole on this occasion choosing to retire in the 1st round with Ducasse de Say. Leaves just 2 remain, and the current leader is Carrie Rufer. She's been there a while now with a clear in 31.616.
Well, seeing whether she can make it a 1-2 now as we welcome Carrie Rufer back to the ring. Already our leader with Mr. Europe. Carrie this time with her Morningstar Sport Horses operations entry. This is Mai Tai by Ustinov. PSI footing goes, so Carrie Rufer can't make it a 1-2. That, of course, also means that Mr. Europe only has to stave off one challenge, and that's from Eliza Bros in a moment for Carrie to be the victor this afternoon in the National Prix. Yeah, it looks like she's maybe going to call it a day there, having turned around to the triple off the Lugano Diamonds line. Carrie with 4 faults there with Mai Tai. So still only 5 have made it through to the jump off. Carrie and Mr. Europe lead. Double clear in 31.616, and it should only be 1 remaining here for the $20,000 National Prix this afternoon. Volstrups Cody and Eliza Bros are our last to go here this afternoon in the National Prix. This horse, Volstrups Cody, previously campaigned by Douglas Lindelöw, by Carlos DZ, himself by Cantus out of a Corland mare. And the C element of the triple combination goes for Eliza Bros. So it will only be the 5 in the jump off here in the National Prix, and it's going to be victory for Carrie Rufer and Mr. Europe as well. Let's see how Eliza brings it home. She didn't have the most successful of rounds with her earlier ride. Be quite pleased to come home with a decent 4 faults here if she can manage it through the Western Motifs double, riding positively down to the last. Eliza Bros and Volstrups Cody are last to go, and they are home on the 4 in 71.629, and that actually takes over as fastest 4 faulter. It goes into 7th place. So we've got the 5 jump-off contenders. We've got Alison LaJoy and Edison Clear with time faults. Then it's Eliza Bros in 7th, Mavis Spencer in 8th, and a lot more 4 faulters. Kerry Potter 9th, Hallie Button-Visa 10th, Jose Quintana 11th, Andrew Lopez 12th, Lila Nakatani, Robert Blanchette, Ashley Buick was on 6th, 4 for jumping, 2 for time. So down to 14th, covered by the single rail here in the meter 35 National Prix.
Rounds out the top 8. That's the 8 we'll bring back for the presentation of the $20,000 Lugano Diamond Split Rod Jumping Tour National Prix. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the award winners for the Lugano Diamond Split Rod Jumping Tour $20,000 National Prix. Well, many, many congratulations as Derek Braun steps forward. It's Mavis Spencer and Con Calais in 8th place. Eliza Brose, Volstrups Cody finished 7th. Alison LaJoya riding Edison are in 6th. 5th goes to Nicole de Courty-Bush and Shelley Ra. Very popular. Alison LaJoya and Guatemala are 4th. The podium placings comprise Christina Kane and Bella Luna, 3rd place. 2nd, runner-up, Erin Pritzker and Carissa 14. But the winner, Carrie Rufer and Mr. Europe. One straggler to see. Congratulations. 3rd place, Christina Kane. The runner-up, Erin Pritzker. Carrie Rufer taking the victory with Mr. Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please ask you to stand and remove cover for the national anthem of the winning rider. What a performance from Carrie Rufer of the United States of America. Well done, Carrie Rufer, taking that win and riding Mr. Europe. Erin Pritzker aboard Carissa in 2nd, and Christina Kane, Bella Luna taking 3rd. 4th and 6th for Alison LaJoya with Guatemala and Edison. Nicole de Courty-Bush and Shelley Ra in 5th. It's Eliza Brose and Volstrups Cody 7th, and Mavis Spencer riding Con Calais in 8th place. Now, the fist pump sponsor for the Lugano Diamond Split Rod Jumping Tour, Paso Robles, is Premier Equine Center, Northern California's most complete equine rehabilitation facility. And $500 is going to go to the winner of that. And currently in the lead from our earlier competition today is Hannah Gottlieb. You can check out Premier Equine Rehab at premierequinerehab.com. Well, with everyone back on board, it is time for that victory gallop as we say congratulations to the $20,000 National Prix winner, Carrie Rufer, Mr. Europe. The winner of the Split Rod Jumping Tour National Prix is Carrie Rufer. Well, on this penultimate day of the Lugano Diamond Split Rock Jumping Tour, there is one competition still to go. 2 p.m. start for the $500 1 meter 10 child adult speed competition.